Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Keller, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Keller and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofoknox.com. That's ofoknox.com. SwainEvent.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Wednesday, October the 20th, 2021. We are live here from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, taking you from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can download the free Swain Event app for Android, Apple devices. We encourage you to go and subscribe to our YouTube page, Swain Event, part of our Swain Event TV family, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. You can view the show. And here we are. Ben. Good morning, man.
Good morning. Happy Grizzlies opening night. I know you are thrilled to watch Ja Morant begin his MVP season. The Grizzlies to begin their 82-0 season, 16-0 in the playoffs, win their first NBA title. Jaren Jackson win Most Improved Player, so on, so forth. I know you're thrilled.
Yeah, actually, my daughter is becoming a Memphis Grizzlies fan.
Yes. Shout out to Unc. I'm sure he's helping.
Yep. Her uncle, my brother, lives in Cordova. Had Jerome Carvin on Tennessee Prime yesterday, and he went to Cordova High School. He's from Memphis, and so had that connection last night there at Gus's Fried Chicken.
What up, man?
You already know. She wants to go to a Memphis Grizzlies game, so
Yes.
who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, I'm buying her a Ja Morant jersey for Christmas. Forget Steph. He's old news. He's old. He's washed. In with the new.
Man,
I am curious.
You said it. You better make sure she don't hear it because she's going to hold you to it. Hey, baby, you want to check out a podcast the first 5 minutes of the show? I think Ben has a message for you.
Hey, all I know is my mom will take care of her.
No, that is right.
This Christmas. So.
Miss Anita will take care of Ariana, that's for sure, man.
I am curious. We won't spend a ton of time on it, obviously, but I wonder if Vol fans are more interested in the NBA going into the season because you have a couple more guys in the league. Jaden Springer with the Sixers, Keon Johnson with the Clippers, Admiral, Jordan Bone, they're hanging around. Yves Pons with the Grizzlies. I'm curious if Tennessee fans are more interested in the NBA.
Yes.
I know it's not a dramatic difference, but hey, shoot us a message on the text box or tweet at us if you are.
They will be. Just like fans that don't really care for women's basketball or WNBA, excuse me, they're all on Candace Parker winning her second championship in the NBA, going back home and winning it for the Chicago Sky. they may not be WNBA fans, but they Candace Parker fans, and they're going to be the same way. I think for Jayden and Keon and Pons, 3 guys that were at Tennessee last year, now in the NBA.
You know what I don't like about this week, Swain?
Jeremy Pruitt?
Yes, and his alma mater. It's the 4th Saturday in October. Well, remember, he transferred. Remember, he's a big proponent of the transfer portal. He completely understands why kids transfer because he did it himself from MTSU to the Bama Turds. I hate that this week does not feel like the 3rd Saturday in October. A moment ago I said 4th Saturday in October because this year it's being played on the 4th Saturday of October.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't keep up with the days.
2nd,
1, 2, 3,
9th, 16th, 23rd. I didn't know that until Tennessee football tweeted that out earlier this week because it said something like happy 3rd Saturday in October week, and then in parentheses next to 3rd it said actually 4th. That's the only way I knew as well, Swain. So don't feel too bad. But I hate that we can't appreciate this week for what it should be.
Man, that's because we've been getting our butts whooped for the last decade or so.
I know. I mean,
that's part of it.
Even in the games,
mostly of it,
that Tennessee has played Bama close or showed some signs of life. I think of the 14 Tennessee-Alabama game in which it was played in Neyland Stadium, and that was kind of Josh Dobbs filling in for Justin Worley. And Bama got out to 2-3 touchdown lead in that first half, but Dobbs was able to make a couple things happen late in that first half to make it somewhat close going into halftime, at least extending the game a little bit further in terms of closeness. So that game, and then obviously the 15 game where Tennessee had a chance to win very late in the fourth quarter, and I was at that game in Tuscaloosa, sitting way up in the stands, up high. I thought I was almost in space. I was so high up in the stadium.
Don't worry, man. I think if you bring some mustard bottles this week, I think they'll land in the right place if you throw it hard enough. You got a nice baseball arm.
I do have a nice arm, and I played third and shortstop.
Oh, yeah,
and
perfect,
pitched.
man.
So, you know what? I think this is a good idea. I'll bring a golf ball, and Josh Heupel, I apologize in advance for the golf ball that you are going to be hit with, but we need to make Alabama look as bad as people are making us look from this past weekend.
You should start it.
So I'm going to bring a golf ball, a bottle of – I'm going to do something different than honey mustard. I'm going to do like it
was just regular mustard.
Yeah, I prefer honey mustard, so that's why I said honey mustard. Do you have a preference in mustard? You know, you got spicy mustard, golden mustard, honey mustard, regular mustard.
Just regular, man. Just regular.
I need something. I need like a pickle jar.
Dang, man.
We're trying to make it worse.
Trying to make somebody go to sleep.
Look, Josh.
You want to go night-night?
I'm sorry, but we got to make things even from this past weekend.
Oh, man. Goodness gracious.
But I hate that we haven't been able to enjoy what the third Saturday in October should be for the last several years. Even the 15 game where Tennessee got the ball after Bama scored that touchdown to go ahead under like 2 minutes, and Tennessee had a chance to drive down the field and win that game. And I was getting, when I was talking about me sitting in the stands, I was getting to the point that Bama fans were quiet that afternoon in Bryant-Denny. They thought they were about to lose that game. So aside from that game, there hasn't been much to be happy about, obviously. But even leading into that game, there wasn't a ton of hope that Tennessee was going to necessarily pull off the upset. And as long as I've been doing this, Wayne, as long as I've been like truly keeping up with Tennessee football, I've always kept up with it. It's a family thing. So as a kid, like I was aware of Tennessee football, but there's a different level of closeness you pay attention with. I mean, and I started like super paying attention to Tennessee football like 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Lane Kiffin game with Mount Cody and 15 are like the only two close games that I've gotten. And I don't remember what it was like going into that 09 game with Lane. I don't remember if there was a ton of hype, ton of excitement, ton of positive feelings that Tennessee could win that game.
I mean, there was the
because Bama was really good that year, right?
The thought of that they won the national championship. The thought of upset that team. I mean, we had only lost to them 2 years before the 09 season. So, I mean, you still had people that was optimistic about pulling off the upset. And Tennessee was playing a whole lot better than they did at the beginning of the season. So, it's a lot different than it is now.
I just hate that we can't enjoy this week for what it should be. We can't enjoy this game for what it is and what it should be.
Well, we can't enjoy this game the way you're supposed to because out of all weeks, this week was the week that the lawyer for former Tennessee football coach Jeremy Pruitt issued an ultimatum that either a settlement is reached with his client by October 29th or face a lawsuit that the lawyer claims has the potential to cripple UT's athletic programs for years, as according to Knox News. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Ben?
Your takes?
That and
Jeremy Pruitt's BS?
No, that's not funny. That's kind of sad. But what's funny is, Ben, you've been going to press conferences. You've been doing the capital J journalism type of work.
Trying to.
Have you ever seen Pruitt talk to the author of this article before? Has Pruitt ever given these media guys the time of day when he was here?
No, and if you were referring to Blake Topmeyer, he sure as heck never gave Blake the time of day.
Never.
In fact, to take it a step further, Pruitt was extremely disrespectful to Blake publicly in post-game press conferences, Monday press conferences, several times throughout his tenure.
Oh, man. Just was talking down on him about his lack of knowledge on football. I mean, it was. I mean, at the time it was kind of funny, but like, he didn't give Blake Topmeyer the time of day. If Pruitt gave anybody the time of day, it would be guys that could help him. It would be more the recruiting sites that he actually gave time of day to. I told you guys, I've met him for probably 10 seconds, and it wasn't all that pleasant. We had him on the show. That was about it. That's the only time I talked to him. But I found it funny when I saw this article. I was like, dang, Pruitt sure do need the media now. He sure do need Blake Topmeyer now. He sure need Knox News now because he sure didn't need him when he was a coach.
Weird that he didn't go to Chris Lowe for this one.
Man, found that very ironic. Also, that this is dropped the week of the Alabama game. Found that ironic.
They're definitely mentioning this on the broadcast, aren't they? Who's on the broadcast this week? What are we? Greg
McElroy.
It hit me as soon as I asked.
Greg McElroy.
Greg McElroy, who will be on his high horse about this past weekend. I can guarantee you. I've heard him speak on the matter, and he was going all in on Tennessee. Not saying that Tennessee wasn't wrong for the actions of a few, but he is on his high horse. So I'm just warning you now. Go ahead and prepare yourself because you are going to hate the broadcast. Either plan on watching with the TV muted or figure out how you sync up the radio broadcast to the TV. Because you're not gonna want to listen to the actual broadcast. I can promise you.
The university intends to stand its ground with no plans to settle, promising a vigorous defense if Pruitt chooses to go to court. A lawsuit is a certainty if there's no settlement said Michael Lyons, who is the attorney for Jeremy Pruitt. On behalf of my client, I can tell you that he's not happy that this is the only choice they've left him with. But he's not going to walk away without getting his day in court. Okay, he's going to file a lawsuit. They're not leaving him much choice. Okay, to January 18th, Tennessee fired Pruitt for cause, saying it had uncovered evidence that members of Pruitt's football staff engaged in conduct likely to result in serious NCAA rules violations, and Pruitt failed to monitor their actions or promote an atmosphere of compliance. Because UT fired Pruitt for cause, he did not receive any of his $12.6 million buyout that was part of his contract. Lyons' letter made no attempt to defend Pruitt. No attempt at all to defend Pruitt. But instead threatened a lawsuit that would aim to embarrass the university and unmask widespread rule-breaking behavior Lyons alleges extended above and beyond Pruitt's football staff. So I know I am, but what about you? Is the strategy? Oh yeah, we cheated. Yeah, we did all of those things that got us fired. But what about the other people? Let's make up some stuff about them, or let's try to throw other people under the bus who tried to help him while he was the head coach here. Coaches from other sports tried to help him, and we'll get to that here soon. University respondent says your letter contains no denials of your client's actions. Instead, you raise vague and unsupported allegations of other violations by the university and threaten to embarrass the university publicly by revealing those alleged violations. The university denies the allegations. Rick Barnes was...
See, this is where Pruitt wanted, where I was ready to fight Pruitt. You want to bring the good deacon Rick Barnes into this? I'm ready to throw some hands for Rick.
Among the people whose records Lyons wants preserved are Coach Former, Butch Jones, Willie Martinez, Tommy Thigpen, Carmen Tagano, Rick Barnes, Chancellor Plowman, Larry Pratt, Bobby Mays. Boy. Rick Barnes had a response. Coach Fulmer had a response yesterday. Rick Barnes wants all the smoke. Rick Barnes wants all the smoke. This is what Rick Barnes said. Chris Lowe, I'm really disappointed that Jeremy would throw people's names around that he knows did nothing but support him the entire time he was here and make these unsubstantiated claims. I would invite the NCAA to come in any day of the week and investigate our program. I have too much respect for our players, our school, our administration, for everyone to ever think we were not doing things right here and make such ridiculous statements. Here it is. Jeremy is not here because of the decisions he made and the way he led his program. Here's what I know. Our university has done everything it possibly can in working with the NCAA to clean up the mess he left behind and bring this to closure. Coach Fulmer also clapped back. Says Jeremy has no one to blame but himself. He had a great opportunity at a great university, and he simply screwed it up. Clapbacks. I'm sure there will be more clapbacks. does Jeremy Pruitt know what he's doing, what he's gotten himself into?
He thinks that he has, but that's the stupid Bammer in him coming out.
Whew. So this is simply straight up extortion, looks like. And since he's like, all right, let's go. Let's go. And this is really not a surprise. We kind of anticipated that this was going to get ugly when Pruitt planned to bring on legal counsel to represent him and try to retain some of that money that was lost. We just kind of forgot about it and didn't talk about it. We didn't forget about it. We didn't talk about it because there was no new information. But here is the new information. And so the university is more than prepared to defend itself. And Pruitt was like, hey, man, I'm in the NFL, so whatever. There's no way he's coming back to college. Diane Tittle got 10-year show calls. 10 years would be lenient probably for Pruitt, I guess. So Pruitt looks like no immediate plans to be trying to coach in college. But NFL is kind of where he is going to butter his bread, because he is willing to throw everybody under the bus who helped him, and people that he don't know, people that maybe he don't know if they did anything wrong. He's willing to do that to butter his own bread, to get some bread. And it's amazing what people will do for money. For money. It's you go down, you hire a Bammer, and a lot of dudes that was on that staff got their first opportunity. First opportunity to be on the field coach, first opportunity to be a head coach, first opportunity to work in football operations. I mean, there's a lot of folks on that staff that Pruitt brought in that wouldn't have had an opportunity anywhere else. And you include Pruitt, because many people felt like he wasn't ready to be a head coach. Many people around Alabama felt like he wasn't ready to be a head coach. And we see why. We see why. Wow. 865-255-03. We'll take our first break of the day. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vol Sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com, or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty.
They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Eight 255-03, Irish Networks Hotline. Hour number one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Super, super important to take advantage of the things that are available right now for you, like HVAC system, tankless water heaters, also generators, because next year, 2022, these things are going to be very limited, extremely limited. So if you need a replacement, call Hiller today. Don't wait until 2022 or later on. You may be out of options. The supply chain demand is serious. We've seen it kind of affect every part of the world there, and we certainly saw that the South Carolina week as Tennessee unveiled the new uniforms. We had a conversation about why Tennessee was unable to get black helmets. It was because the supply demand has affected everyone, and it seems like every type of industry. So make sure you take advantage right now and go get these things handled in your home and not wait until 2022. So Hiller's work is backed by their Happy You'll Be, or the service is free guarantee. Learn more at happyhiller.com. Yeah, man, I was getting ready for the Tennessee Prime show, setting everything up, ready to have on Jerome Carvin, Kate Mays. I get a text message about this article. Like, well, man, I'm not surprised, but just caught off guard a little bit. But here we go, another distraction for Tennessee administration, and it's going to be a fight. And it looks like Pruitt wants to make this thing public to try to force Tennessee to settle. But Tennessee seems to have more than enough ammunition to go to battle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But Deacon Barnes.
You know how grimy of a person, how big of a sleazeball you have to be to where you make Rick Barnes choose violence on a Tuesday? When you make the good deacon Rick Barnes choose violence on a Tuesday afternoon in October while he is trying to prepare to lead his national championship Tennessee Volunteers basketball team, you're a sleazeball. You're slimy. Like I'm sorry. Maybe more details will come out that support Jeremy Pruitt's claim, but this is clearly a money grab, and Jeremy Pruitt doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. There were red flags about his character well before he got fired by Tennessee because of what transpired in recruiting. There were red flags about his behavior for years. He is an a-hole, quite frankly. So I'm sorry, Jeremy. You don't get the benefit of the doubt.
No, not at all. Not at all. So we'll follow it. We'll present more information as it's available. But Pruitt is trying to drag everybody in the mud. And it's a bold strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very bold. 865-255-03. Pizza Mon 1 says, seems like Saban has sent all his cronies and assistants after us these last 2 weeks. Yeah. Vol fan says, do you think by throwing out Larry Pratt's name that Pruitt's hoping that Pratt will use his power as a big donor to make Tennessee settle? No. No, I mean, it didn't get to this point because Tennessee had any plans of selling. Like, remember, Pruitt retained legal counsel months ago for a reason, and Tennessee knew that this was coming. Larry Pratt, I'm sure, knew that his name was going to be thrown out there. I'm sure he's not happy about it, but Tennessee's not selling.
Look, I'll tell you this: if Larry Pratt is somehow taken down, for lack of a better phrase to use, because of Jeremy Pruitt, and he can no longer help the basketball program and help Tony Vitello's baseball program because of it, I will drive to New York myself and fight Jeremy Pruitt myself.
Hey, man, if Pruitt wants to open the can of worms, all right, let's open it. Let's talk to all of your former co-workers. Let's talk to Jimbo Fisher. Let's talk to Nick Saban. Let's talk to your co-worker, Kirby Smart. Let's talk to everybody, Pruitt. Let's talk to everybody. Let's do it. You want that?
Those problems.
You want that? Does Pruitt want that?
Probably not.
Hey, you work for Saban. Saban trusted you for so long. Hey, Saban, how about we subpoena you? How about you talk on the stand? How about you, Jimbo Fisher? How about you, Kirby Smart? These are all people that know Coach Pruitt. Let's go. Let's go. Who's on the phone?
Cam in Florida.
Cam in Florida. Good morning, Cam.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So obviously, I've seen all the news. This whole
Hey, Cam, your phone is doing something weird there. You're breaking in and out. I don't know if you're on Bluetooth or a bad, area.
I'm sorry, you're hooked up to the Bluetooth. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So I read about this lawsuit, and I just think it's funny because this guy, we hired him after Butch Jones, and he acted like he wasn't about the gimmicks, and he acted like he was this hard-nosed, fire and brimstone, no-nonsense coach, and tried to be a hard butt about everything, but it don't work when you're actually a punk. And this just goes to prove what a little punk he is. He's throwing his lollipop in the dirt because he got caught doing something he knew he wasn't supposed to do. And honestly, if we're all going to be honest with ourselves, if he would have won games, none of it probably would have ever came out. And so, he came here, and it was just an utter and complete failure. And hired on these great staffs and all these big staff members, and it turned into nothing. And then while, getting all these great names on his coaching staff, he put these nobodies at coaching positions that they had no clue how to coach. And, it was just an utter failure for him. And so, the lawsuit doesn't scare me because he's a punk, and punk shouldn't scare nobody. And so I look at it, he really gave people a reason to not like him now. And so I don't know. I'm excited to see how it goes. What I think they should do, they should go send Mike Eckler to take the bar exam, put him on the defense. Let him question Jeremy Pruitt on the stand. I bet he drops the lawsuit. That's all I got on Morant, guys. Have a good morning.
Mike Eckler come around that corner like Debo. And Pruitt hear that bicycle. Oh, that's Eckler. I don't want to see those hands again.
We need to add that sound to our sound bar over there.
I don't want to see those hands again. That's what Josh here on Twitter says. Looks like Mike Eckler is going to have to kick Pruitt's butt again. Day Vol says, I can't wait until he's on the stand. Mr. Pruitt, how and where did you learn to cheat? Because I remember when Pruitt was taking Russ Probst's spot to be on the Alabama staff because Russ Probst has some family issues there at Hoover, and so Pruitt took his spot, and that's how Pruitt got his start. So Pruitt wants to open a can of worms just at Tennessee, but you didn't start coaching in Tennessee. Do you want the can of worms to be open from when you was at Alabama, from when you was at Georgia, from when you was at Florida State? Is that something that Tennessee can open? I don't know. But I wonder if Pruitt thought about that. Because, hey, man, we know what goes on in Alabama. And we know you were there for a very, very long time. We all know it. But do you want to talk about it on the stand?
Now, let's make 1 point in the other direction. Play devil's advocate, because that's what we do here on the Swain Event. We look at things from both sides.
All right, what you got?
And this isn't necessarily a point taking up Pruitt's side, but bringing up an old point that you made several times that I think really rings true now. Can you think of what that point is?
Mm-mm.
This is why, if you're Tennessee, as much as I think Tennessee could go out and bury Jeremy Pruitt, this is why you settle.
Oh.
This is why.
Too late now.
I agree, but I'm more so giving you props for making the point that you did back when all this took place, and that was that if you're Tennessee, you may just want to swallow your pride and be good with settling and give him a little hush money so nothing else comes out. And now all of a sudden our beloved basketball coach is involved in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball program's top donor is in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Mays, who is very close to the program as a former player, now has an AAU program that is very successful in the Southeast and throughout the entire country. You may have shot yourself in the foot a little bit by not just going ahead and swallowing your pride and settling. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm more so tipping my hat to you right now, I guess, for bringing up that point back when all this broke, because you were pretty adamant that Tennessee should, I guess, settle's the right word, right thing to do in that particular situation, just because you didn't want anything else to come to light because of Jeremy Pruitt. And now, whether Tennessee wins or not, I mean, people are going to raise an eyebrow at Rick. I don't think anybody's going to take Pruitt's words seriously, but if anybody outside of Knoxville reads it, they're going to raise their eyebrow, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to see that report or those comments from Pruitt's camp and then go look at Tennessee's recruiting rankings on the basketball floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to make a correlation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I did say that. You know, just sometimes it may not even be worth dealing with this, but you believe that you did the right thing and that Pruitt breached his contract. And I'm okay with Tennessee's stance because, quite frankly, I'm tired of people getting paid for sucking, for not doing a job. You getting paid on the way out.
I just don't want to see others on campus get in trouble because of this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I agree with what you just said, but it's not worth it, in my opinion, if others get caught up in it.
Yeah. Tennessee had their chance months ago. It's way too late now. You gotta roll with this thing till the wheels falls off. That's where we are right now. So let's get to the phones, man. The phone lines are jam packed. So let's go to line 1, and line 1 is Tim from Atlanta. Tim, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Swain.
Hey, Tim.
How's it going?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Hey, Ben, you want to be careful. You remember that Pruitt showed up at Mark Rick's house ripping out bushes and wanting to fight. So you better be careful. He may show up on your door.
We're gonna call Mike Eckler. We good. Eckler's our bodyguard. And all he asked for is hot chili. He don't even want money.
Hot chili and Red Bull.
That's all he needs, man. We're gonna pay him for his services. Chili and Red Bull. He doesn't even want any money. Perfect.
There we go. Hey, but I think that Tennessee's stance, having had over 6 months to prepare and investigate and all that stuff, I like their stance too, because if we think about that, they knew that letter was coming from his attorney at some point, right? Mm-hmm. And they could have started to agree to a settlement if they thought they would have had some kind of issue going forward. But at this point, they're saying no. So I kind of like where they're at.
Yeah, I'm okay with Tennessee fighting. I'm okay with Tennessee fighting, saying no. Because, we have paid people way too much for way too long to stink. We're not doing it. Nope. Bring it on.
Let's go. Well, and like you said earlier, I don't think Saban wants them talking about his program. I don't think Georgia wants them talking about their program or FSU. So I think he's about to open up a big old can. Good thing we got Eckler.
That's right. That's right. No, and Jimbo's at Texas A&M. So it'd be one thing if Jimbo was at Florida State. Jimbo's at Texas A&M.
About to be at LSU, right?
Nah, I don't know about that. But you want to start asking questions to everybody that work with Pruitt, especially the people that hired Pruitt. And unfortunately, that includes Mark Rick. Fortunately, it includes Nick Saban. And it also includes Jimbo Fisher. So maybe that's a turn that this thing can take. I have to talk to my legal buddies on this one.
Hit up Marcos Garza.
Yeah, I got to holler at Marcos. Hey, Marcos! I saw him at the grocery store on Sunday, and ran into him and his couple of his kids. Man, it was really cool. I was with mine, so it's funny, man. Things happen for a reason, right? The universe brought Marcos and I together at the grocery store at the checkout line because it knew that Pruitt was trying some slick stuff. What's Mike Eckler's number? Let me call Eckler, man. You think I'm playing?
Hey, he follows me on Twitter. I can shoot him a message.
Yeah, hit Eckler up. Tell him, man.
I will. Eckler.
Regulators. Mount up. Just Eckler.
I don't know that we need to distract Eckler at the moment. His special teams have had a rough go at it the last couple of weeks.
I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. He got walk-ons out there. So he can handle it. He's all right. That's just quick little 2-3 piece. That's quick. That's easy right there. It won't take much time for him to get that in. That won't distract him too much. Quick little 2-piece, 3-piece.
There's been a catastrophic special teams mistake since the Missouri game. Because Missouri, it was the kickoff return for a touchdown. South Carolina was the fake punt for a touchdown. And this one isn't necessarily Eckler's fault per se. Not that the others were necessarily either. but he definitely gets more of the blame for those than this one, and that being Velas's muffed punt at the 10-yard line.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
And the reason I say
you got walk on, we got like 4 or 5 walk-ons on special teams.
I recognize that. The only reason I said that it's not his fault is because at the end of the day, he is the special teams coach.
Yeah, and this is something that I brought up and we talked about all season long is watch special teams. That's where the depth is going to show up. And the group I was sitting with pointed out that on one special teams unit there was 5 walk-ons walking off the football field at once. And I've never seen that before. All right, let's go back to the phones.
We've got Coy and Macon.
Coy and Macon, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Y'all doing all right?
I'm great, man. I am great. I can't complain, man. I woke up this morning. I can breathe. I'm good.
Good deal, man. Hey, I told my wife last night that you said she didn't even know she was pregnant, man. You put a smile on her face. She laughed, and she's turning into a big Swain fan, man.
Oh, man, I love it, man. I got you some cool points, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, hey, man, Tim, the last caller, I think it was Tim, kind of stole my thunder a little bit. You know, that's I was wanting to, y'all were naming coaches off last segment, and Mark Richt would definitely be one I feel like would, maybe jump at the opportunity to, put Pruitt to sleep, man. I mean, he, the whole showing up at his fight, living here in Georgia, you hear all kind of things that happened, and it doesn't sound like Pruitt made many friends there. But even more so, if all these other schools get pulled into this, man, I mean, what if they started raising money to pay off Pruitt to make this thing go away? Because like you said, they don't want their school coming up in all these scandals and being on the stand as well. So, I mean, kind of joking, but still possibility, man.
I just think Pruitt playing on fire, man. I really do. And, there's been people that have gotten hurt about stuff like this in the past. It's bold. It's bold, and this thing can take some turns. But when I saw this stuff, man, the first thing I thought about was the Alabama donor that passed away because he mysteriously fell down some steps years and years and years ago. And this stuff is serious. This stuff is life or death. And this is why you don't get people coming out and snitching and throwing people under the bus, because folks are serious about their college football. And we have seen it happen before where violence is chose. We've seen it before. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't get to that point, because you certainly don't want anybody to get hurt. But we've seen it before. And we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, man. That's what they say. Stitches get them ditches. So we'll see what happens, man.
I hope it doesn't lead to that. I really do. I really do.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a good day, buddy.
All right. You have a good one. I think I have what Coy Macon is having right now. What he had at the before the game, walking around. I think I'll have what he's having. I need a drink. What time is it?
9:55.
It's 9:55.
You've got some new fancy stuff you can drink.
7:55. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. 9:55.
I said 9:55.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, who's next?
Andy.
Andy, good morning.
Good morning. How we doing this morning?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right, my friend. So a couple of points I was thinking about this litigation. So my court knowledge is limited, my friend. Basically, my cousin Vinny and some Judge Judy, growing up. But I went down this YouTube rabbit hole probably, I'll say 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I found these interviews. And I don't know what they're called. I can't think of the name of them right now. But it's basically where the attorneys get to sit with the plaintiff and the defendant or whatever, and then it's recorded, and somehow it gets to be released. I discovered it. There's like some old ones with like Eminem, and then there's one out there with I saw a bunch of the Barstool stuff when they got into it with Rappaport. And so I'm looking forward to some of that if it gets out. You know, do you think any of that would come out from this?
I mean, the way that Pruitt's side has made these threats, I wouldn't be surprised if things are made public. I mean, they mentioned folks' names. They mentioned Bobby Mays and Larry Pratt, former, and Rick Barnes. I mean, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually expecting it.
I think I just thought of the name of it. I think it's called a deposition. So I think that's going to be interesting because we get to depose them as well. So, and that's my next point. Before I jump off here, is that I would envision, again with my limited legal knowledge, is that everyone's going to lawyer up. So now you're going to have, I would think, Kirby lawyering, Nick lawyering. You're going to have all these Bama and Georgia lawyers all in this stuff. And by the time this gets done getting litigated, I would think it would be years from now, unless somebody, wisens up. And then we may not even have an NCAA by then. But so who even knows what the rules will be by then? But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, man. I tell you one thing, I'm sitting back like, oh, okay. You threatened to cripple UT athletics for years. Okay. It's pretty crippled already. Like, okay.
Well, the football program is crippled. The athletics program is not.
Correct. But the deacon ain't did anything wrong. I mean, the football program, it was while you was a coach, man. And Prue's going to mess around and not have any friends in the coaching circles. Like any at all. Because if I'm Tennessee, I'm like, hey, let's go talk to all your former employers. Because you learned it from somewhere. And they all going to get mad at Pruitt. But I'm texting. I sent a text to my lawyer buddy. I'm gonna send a text out to Marcos here in a little bit too, my other lawyer buddy, and we'll get on top of this, man. We can't be having Andy over here talking about stuff he learned from YouTube. Andy's like, hey, I got on YouTube. I got y'all. I appreciate you, Andy, but I think I might have to go to Marcos Garza for this one too. All right, who's next?
Well, it was Courtinval.
But
Courtinval dropped off.
Oh.
So
let's see.
I put this next person directly on hold, so I didn't get their name. So
okay, gotcha.
Good morning to new caller that we don't know who it is.
Who we got there this morning?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? This is Jonathan from Columbia, Tennessee. How are y'all doing this morning?
Hey, Jonathan. We good, man.
Good. Not really any questions, I guess just some insight from my point of view, but it sounds like more of a desperation kind of call trying to pull Reverend Barnes into this, but that's just my personal aspect.
Yeah. $12 million on the line, man. People get desperate for $12 million.
I mean, I do some strange things with $12 million myself, so I can't really say that, but I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird, There's obviously, like you guys were saying a while ago, there's some things that's going to be brought to light that maybe we don't want to hear, but whenever you're just trying to drag everybody down with you, it's not going to spiral the way you kind of want it to. So I think you got to be very, very scared of what he's asking for here.
Trying to extort Tennessee, knowing that he's not innocent. But he's like, hey, man, I'm not the only one that's guilty. Give me some money. Like, what? Well, you're not even innocent, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, dude, you just put a big red banner above your head. Yeah, but what about you too? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I just think that, hey, whatever makes you happy, go for it. But that just sounds very pathetic to me. But I didn't get to call earlier this week, but I listened to you guys. But, yeah, it was a heck of a game Saturday, and I appreciate all you guys do, and I'll hang up and listen now.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. 865-255-03. So we got a huge announcement to make.
We do?
Yeah, Ben. I wanted to surprise you with it. Well, you'll know here in about 5 seconds. 865-255-03. Hour 2 coming up. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. Can't believe Speaking of Dead End Barbecue, I can't believe that Chris Lofton wants to hang out with you, Ben. Chris Lofton, when he comes into town, we hit up Dead End Barbecue. It's supposed to be just me and Chris Lofton, man.
Selfish.
That's supposed to be me and Chris. I want to hang out with Chris. But nah, man. Chris said, hey, man, see what Ben doing. Hey, tell Ben to come too. Like, what? When did you get this cool, Ben? When did you get this cool to be able to have Chris Lofton summon you to Dead End Barbecue for lunch? When did you get this cool, Ben? You are a cool dude.
Yeah, never thought that would take place. Growing up, Chris Lofton was my guy. Chris Lofton and Eric Berry were on my two-headed Mount Rushmore. My two-headed Mount Tennessee.
I get you, man. I get Chris is the man. All right, time for Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Irish Networks. Irish Networks USA, fiber internet and voice. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Business owners. 90 days, that's 3 months, where you're getting great service without paying a dime. Irish Networks is a Tennessee business that connects Tennessee businesses. And this Attaboy today is special. Very, very special. And it's part of our big announcement. Saturday, at the end of that game, something happened that a lot of us are not proud of. We can admit that. We can take responsibility for that. We can be accountable for that, whatever. Taking that situation and saying, hey, let's take a bad situation and let's turn it into a positive. And let's do something to change the lives of others. Let's do something that's going to impact the lives of others and possibly save the lives of others. And volunteers are not just volunteers just because it sounds good, because this is what we do. This is what we do. We step up when others are in need, and we come in numbers. I think Saturday proved that in a good way and in a bad way, but we come in numbers. And when Caden Salter's father was in the hospital fighting COVID, and his family accrued all these medical bills and didn't have a place to stay because they were from Texas and needed to take care of lodging and food, we stepped up. We stepped up and raised thousands of dollars. And I don't care that he's not here anymore, because that was the right thing to do. It's simple. Right's right, wrong is wrong, right? That was the right thing to do. Someone's in need, our neighbor, and the numbers coming together allowed us to make a difference for that family. And we wish nothing but the best for Caden Salter. Hope he's successful. Most important thing is that his family got what they needed during a very difficult time. And his dad fought, and he's still with us. That's the most important thing. I want to give an attaboy to Brent Balzer for coming up with this idea. And whether or not he came up with it by himself doesn't really matter, but he put it together. And Ben and I was talking about this yesterday after the show, because I had several people reach out to me with the idea to put something together to raise a ton of money to support a charity. Because of the narrative that the national media has put out there, painting the entire Tennessee fan base in a bad light. And the actions of a few should not represent the actions of the entire fan base. And what happened on Saturday is not a representation of the entire fan base, even though sometimes a small percentage can represent and paint a bad picture for the entire fan base. But that's not who we are. Who we are is a fan base that steps up when a little child, little young man in Florida is bullied in elementary school because he didn't have the money to afford to buy a Tennessee shirt when their class was encouraged to wear their team's favorite shirt. And he didn't have the money to go buy a Tennessee shirt, so he made a shirt with pens and paper attached to a shirt that he drew a UT logo on, and he got made fun of. And Tennessee stood up, different businesses around town stood up and shipped this young man hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items, orange and white. So now the young man never have to worry about if he has an orange T-shirt or not. That's what Tennessee is about. That's what this fan base is about. Yeah, we're passionate. And yeah, we do cross the line, and we're not perfect. And we're not undefeated. We're not undefeated. We make mistakes. We're human, and that's okay. But who we are is a group of people that care about other people. And we step up. That's why we call volunteers, for a reason. So, I say all that to say this. Right now, you can be a part of something special. Right now, there's a goal of $250,000. There's a goal to raise this amount of money and hand it directly to the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. That's our goal. I talked to Brent yesterday on DMs, and we have Brent with us. All right, so let's bring Brent in here. Brent, good morning, man.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm glad you called. You got perfect timing. We're talking about the fundraiser and what we really stand for as a fan base. And I just want to say thank you for creating this. And we talked a little bit yesterday, and just wanted to make sure that T's were crossed and I's was dotted. So apologize for asking you so many questions, but I just want to make sure before we blast this thing on the show, because we understand how big this thing's going to get, because people will respond. That's what we do. So East Tennessee Hospital, they're ready to go. They're backing it. Yep. You know, we are ready to rock and make some history and change some lives and possibly save some lives, Brent.
Absolutely. You know, I was talking with some people on Twitter, and it really wasn't my idea, but just sort of going back and forth organically, and people talking about what we should do, and I was like, hey, I'll just get this GoFundMe going. It went from idea to I just put it together, I think, Monday night, and so just wanting to counter that narrative and show that's not what we're about. What they want to paint us like. Some of the national media trying to paint us in a light, and it's just not who we are. So I think taking something negative like that and turning it around and fighting back with something positive, that's what I wanted to do.
So that's what we're gonna do. So right now, Brent, 8:15. Our goal is $250,000. We're handing straight to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. I have 3 daughters. We have been to East Children's Hospital. We have had situations where we've had to go. And so this place is near and dear to our heart as a family, and near and dear to the hearts of a lot of people in East Tennessee that been helped by the great workers there at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. As a player, we would do community service and visit the children there. We were players at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. So this is what we're going to do. Brent. It's $815. The goal is $250,000. Right now, we're sitting at $3,670, $3,670. So what I want everybody to do, I want you to go to the app, Swain Event app, and right there under show notes, right there under the show notes, there's going to be a link. And the description will say Vol Nation fundraiser to change the media narrative. And, you know, we might play around with the title there, but that's what it is right now. And that is going to send you directly to the GoFundMe created by Brent, and we're going to blow this thing out of the water. And we're going to challenge the media to cover this. I've already talked to some national media members who are going to donate. I won't say the name. Don't matter. The thing that matters is the number. $250,000 going directly to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. And let's see if they cover that. How'd that sound, Brent?
I love it.
Let's do it.
And yeah, I think we're up over 5,000 now, and
goodness gracious,
you getting behind it, and it's going to blow up.
Oh,
and
yep.
We're going to help a lot of people.
That was quick. Yep, 5,200. Oh, that was quick. So let's rock it. I had to refresh my browser here. Oh, that was quick. All right, so we'll do it, Brent. Man, I'll continue to talk about this, man, and we'll be communication, and I'll talk to you here after the show, man. Let's rock it out, man. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. Talk to you later.
See you. Right there on the Swain Event app. It's on Twitter as well. People have been sharing it yesterday. I'll share it right now on Twitter, and let's rock it. Let's crush this thing. Let's crush it. I'm so excited for this and East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Man, I can't wait to deliver that check or see it be delivered right over there to those kids, and it's going to help somebody. It's going to save some lives. Let's go back to the phones.
Cort's involved.
Cort's involved. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm finally connected again.
You in here?
Hey, as soon as I can get stopped here in just a little while, I'll be glad to donate some money, because that is, you know, the Lord calls us to take care of one another. That's our duty. It's our duty to love one another as He loves us, and that's only the right thing to do, because, I mean, it's just the way that you change perception is you take action and you show love. That's all. That's the best thing to do. And I'm gonna give you guys an attaboy first for jumping out on it and getting out there and trying to shout it out, get it out on the airwaves and everything like that. This thing's gonna, like you said, it's gonna blow up. It's already gaining ground. I love it, man. I do. I love it. And I just wanted to make some quick points, and I'm gonna hush. But I had spoken with a good friend of mine who's practiced law for a few years, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but I just wanted to just make a quick comment. He said anybody, and this guy's done this for like 28 years, so he knew what he was talking about. He said that to the best of his knowledge, anybody that's going to do anything or say what this lawyer is trying to say is not anything worth his salt, other than the fact that he is just throwing the deep ball. That's the desperation throw, trying to get what they can get and tear down who they can tear down. That's really what it boils down to, I believe. But I'm not going to speculate and assume, because you know what happens when we assume. But I'm going to leave that one alone. The last thing I wanted to say before I get off here is I want to give a major attaboy to Josh Pate. And I also want to give you guys a pat on the back as well for having him on yesterday, because I listen to Josh. I mean, after I get done listening to you all in the morning, I start listening to what Josh has posted from the, previous day or whatever he's done previously. If I haven't caught up already, he's very level-headed. He's very knowledgeable. He's not biased, and he is not with that national media crowd that's just trying to do it for clicks. He's a good dude. I really like it, but hey, man, I'm proud of y'all this morning over getting this out on the airwaves. I really am, and I'm gonna get right on that here about lunchtime. So let's do this thing, man. Let's push this thing up over 250,000. Go Vols.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Waltman says I'm in. $100. Boy, don't get me emotional. I think about them kids, man. Woo. All right, who's next?
Clint.
Clint, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Or Cliff,
really
I'm sorry.
enjoying the show
Cliff,
today.
sorry about that.
Yeah, Cliff here in Kentucky. I love the message and the tone of the show. I've only grabbed it here in the last little bit, but I love this idea of changing the narrative about who Tennessee fans are and who they aren't. I just want to share a little personal anecdote of how the Vol community is. My mom and dad have season tickets to the games, and they're both alum, and they go down every Saturday for the home games, and my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer here this last year, and has had a rough go of it, but praise the Lord, she's good enough to go to be able to attend a few games this year, and last week at the South Carolina game, they how season ticket folks, you get to know the folks around you, and if you go to the Vol Walk, you kind of end up in the same group every time, more or less, and you get acquainted with some people. They sort of become your own little extended family down there. Well, last at the South Carolina game, they met Hendon Hooker's family, and they just had all kind of nice things to say. They got acquainted a little bit, and really enjoyed that interaction. And when they were back down there this past weekend, Hendon's mother said to mine, "I prayed for you all week. I just wanted you to know that." And that's who we are. That's who Tennessee is.
That's right.
And so we're not who they say we are. We love each other. We take care of each other. We keep up with each other. We support each other. That is Vol Nation. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. 865-255-03. Let's go back to the phones. And
I didn't get a name, so
okay.
Good morning to caller number 2 that we don't know.
Caller number 2, what's your name? Good morning.
And he dropped off.
Caller number 2 is gone. Who was next?
Nobody. We'll take a break.
All right, let's take a break. Go to the Swain Event app. Click on Show Notes. It could be $1 because honestly, I was thinking $250,000. If 100,000 people, which was the number of people in the stadium, plus some, only did $2.50, that's a stronger statement than a smaller group donating more. The strength is in the numbers. It could be $2. It could be $1. It could be $5. It could be whatever. But let's get this thing to the point where it looks like a freaking stadium of people that have participated. Neyland fills the stadium at 102,455. If you just did $2.50, we're blowing our goal out of the water, and we're handing a check to East Tennessee Children's Hospital, and it's going to save lives. And we're going to impact the lives of others. That's what we about. Swain Event, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Let's do a little update, man. Let's do a little refresh. Last time we refreshed this page, we were at $51.99 of our $250,000 goal to donate to the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Hit the refresh. We are now at right under 7,000. 6988. 6988. Hope to be at over 10 before we wrap up today's show. And that's just being modest. See if we can hit 10 before we wrap up today's show. All right, let's go to the text box this morning. If you want to give us a call, you can do that at 865-255-03. That's a telephone number to the Iris Networks hotline. So you go to the app. You go to show notes or shared notes there. And I'm going to do it with you. There's some people asking questions. So you go to shared notes. You go to shared notes. And should be right at the top. It's showing right here on my end, in the back office. If it's not showing in the app, we'll get that taken care of. But it should be showing up there because it's showing that it's posted on my end. But you can go to my Twitter. It's right there on my Twitter as well. Like the last 4 or 5 tweets for me have been about the link. So the link is right there. 865-255-03. Corteval says, I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, Cliff, boy. Whew. Man. Poe Dunkval says, Dan Swain, am I listening to an episode of The Sopranos? Man, you know what? I never really got into The Sopranos like that. I know it's legendary.
Greatest TV show of all time. Without a doubt, my favorite TV show of all time. And Tony Soprano is my favorite character of all time. Movie, TV show, my all-time favorite character.
Maybe I need to watch something.
I loved The Sopranos so much that I watched it for the first time last year, beginning of last year, like right before COVID and quarantine and all that stuff took place last winter. And well, I guess 2 winters ago now. I liked it so much that I watched it, and then it so happened that when I got done watching it, The Sopranos actually came out with a podcast where 2 of its main characters go back each week, and they're going episode by episode, and they do an episode each week every Wednesday or Sunday night, something like that. And they talk about that episode and kind of go behind the scenes and give the details and tell stories about what happened and whatnot, and they'll have other interviews on. And then I liked it so much that I listened to that podcast, and then after I listen to the podcast, I'll go back and watch that episode that they just talked about. And that's the only show I've ever done that with. You need to watch it.
I might have to, man. I might have to.
It's the GOAT of TV shows, in my opinion.
I might have to. All right, so it is posted on shared notes, but it's not at the top or at the bottom. It's actually at the bottom, third from the bottom. And I'll be reaching out to our development team on the app to find out why, but it is there. It's the third from the bottom. It says Vol Nation fundraiser to change the media narrative. It's right above Andy's tattoo. So I guess we posted a picture of Andy's tattoo.
Can you delete that?
I don't think so. I don't think I can delete it from this end. I can't delete it from this end.
We can't have a donation to the Children's Hospital above Andy's tattoo.
I don't think I can do it.
It may scare people away from donating.
I think it carried over from the old app. So a lot of the things that were put on
not an excuse.
on the shared notes from the old app carried over to the new app. So it's at the bottom. It's right above Andy's tattoo and right under Florida State recruits show off white helmets. So we posted that too. So it's on there. But I'll make sure that it's at the top here. Hopefully during the break, man. I'll reach out to our app development folks, but it's right there on our Twitter at Swain Event. You can donate that way. So we'll get that handled and take care of, make it a little bit easier for folks to get in and donate, man. We really, really appreciate that. Oh, man. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Yeah, Tennessee is playing Alabama this week. Yesterday on Tennessee Prom, we had Cade Mays, who I did not ask about his status.
Why not, Swain?
Hey, man.
Why are you scared to ask the tough questions, huh?
That's just...
All you want to do is give Cade money and not ask tough questions. What's the point of the show?
That's man, that is a territory you just don't touch.
You're just a chicken.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess so. As much Gus's fried chicken I saw going around the room yesterday, I might as well be one.
Well, but between Cade Mays and Jerome Carvin, do they have any chicken left?
Nah, they got plenty of chicken left. Plenty of chicken left. But Jerome Carvin was great. Cade was great as always, but getting a chance to really learn about the tempo, the offense, and how it affects the offensive lineman. And listen, this is our third week where we've had, actually fourth week where we've had, two offensive linemen on at once, and it's fitting because the offensive line was honored with the Joe Moore Award midseason honor roll award. Honor roll, whatever. Yeah, Joe Moore Award midseason honor roll. There we go. And Tennessee is one of 19 teams named to the midseason honor roll, and 6 teams from the SEC was on that, including Tennessee, Air Force, Alabama, Appalachian State, Arkansas, Baylor, BYU, Coastal Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, Oregon State, San Diego State, and UCLA. So Tennessee was in that conversation. And if you are a fan looking at this, you're like, with this offensive line that off the top of the season had a season-ended injury with K'Ron Calvert, you've had to plug and play former walk-ons and guys that have never really played at a high level before. You've had to make Jerome Carvin go from guard to center. And Jerome Carvin, and I hate to jinx him here.
Yeah, you've already jinxed him.
I don't care.
You should.
I'm not going to not mention it.
Oh, well, just know that when Jerome Carvin gives up a sack on Saturday, I will be tweeting about former Vol Jason Swain.
Former Vol?
Yeah, you heard me. That's your punishment for jinxing Jerome.
It ain't no former Vol.
You get tweeted at.
Former Vol receiver.
You get not when you jinx Jerome Carvin. When you jinx Jerome Carvin, you are identified as a former Vol. If you've noticed twice this week, I've used VFL. I said, you know what? I got to thinking. I think it was on Sunday night when Darrell Taylor got hurt, and I sent out a tweet. I think that's the first time I said VFL Darrell Taylor, and I started to type out former Vol defensive.
Yeah, and you talking about me coming after your neck.
No, and in my head I said Blake Swain. No, I'm just going hashtag VFL.
No, because I was coming for your neck if you said former Vol.
I wasn't. I was going to say former Vol defensive lineman, but I didn't want to type out all that.
There
so I was
you
like,
go.
You know what? I'm just saying VFL for now on.
There you go. Say that.
So
say that because I was coming.
But I'm coming when Jerome Carvin gives up a sack.
Why would you think he's going to give up a sack?
Because you jinxed him. It's all your fault. I guarantee you Jerome Carvin now gives up a sack on Saturday because of you.
I didn't write the story.
And I'm going to make sure everybody on social media knows about it. And I'm going to make sure they know that you are former Vol Jason Swain.
I didn't write the story. I just simply shared the story and highlighted how good he has playing a new position in a new offense.
Okay.
I'm not going to conceal that just because I'm afraid of some jinx. No, man. Jerome Carvin deserves his flowers. He's getting them, and we'll see what happens on Saturday. Whatever.
Announcers.
506 offensive snaps, Ben. 506 offensive snaps this season, and the man has not allowed a sack. We are mentioning that.
At the end of the season or during a bye week.
No.
Yes.
No.
An announcer is just sharing a story when they say that a kicker is 9 for 9. But it still counts as a jinx when they immediately miss that field goal.
Ain't the announcer's fault. It's the damn kicker's fault.
No, it is the announcer's fault.
It's the kicker's fault.
Nope.
The kicker,
if the announcer doesn't mention
Nope.
it, the kicker makes it.
I'm going to the
That's
phone.
science.
I'm going to the phone.
Science. Backed by science.
I'm giving my man Jerome Carver his flowers.
All right,
Memphis,
former
man.
ball, Jason Swain.
All right, who's on the phone?
Also, Jeremy Banks went to Cordova High School.
Memphis, man.
We got TC in Athens.
I think I'm going to watch Hustle and Flow today. TC, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I hear we're taking up an offering.
We sure are, Reverend TC.
Let me tell you, everybody, get out your wallets. It's time to give. It's time to give thanks for our volunteers, for our fan base, and for these kids in East Tennessee. Reach down deep. I don't want to hear change jiggling. I want to hear dollar bills unfolding. And let's give to this awesome cause.
I love it.
It's a great, man. This is the way to respond. This is who we are. You were right, man. Jason, golly, I don't know if I've ever called you Jason. Swain,
it's weird.
You nailed it this morning when you talk about who we are and you talk about that kid down in Florida that's getting bullied and the way businesses and fans rallied behind that to support that young man. That's who we are.
That's right.
You know, we are the Tennessee damn Volunteers. We run to the fight. That's whether right. That's a real fight or whether that's a fight to fight for somebody who's less fortunate than we are. We run to the fight.
That's right.
And that's who we are. So I really don't give a rip what any national media says or anybody out on the West Coast or anybody up northeast or anywhere else, because I know who we are. And you know who we are. And really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, is that we know who we are. And we're the damn Tennessee Volunteers.
Damn right.
That's who we are. And we're going to show it, and we're going to prove it by giving to this incredible cause for the kids of East Tennessee. And we're going to help save some kids' lives, make their families, relieve some stress off some families that are looking at bills and looking at other things and thinking, how in the world can we make this happen for our kids? We're going to take some pressure and stress off those folks. So I encourage everybody, and you're right, Jason, it doesn't matter if it's $1, $5, $10, because guess what? At the end of the day, every one of those dollars adds up to a bigger number, and you got an opportunity to here to be something bigger than you. And so I hope everybody will take just a moment. I just donated. It took me about 30 seconds.
I love it.
So everybody, let's give to this awesome cause, man. That's all I got to say. I just had to get behind this and just tell you how much I appreciate this opportunity to show myself as a Tennessee Volunteer. You guys have a great day. Love you, man.
Love you too, my friend. Love you too. That's what I'm talking about. Pastor TC. Making it happen. Love it. 865-255-03. Great phone call from TC in Athens. Stay with us. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. And I want to take this time to share with you the official UT license plate. It's available at your county clerk location right there in your county, but they are available all over the state of Tennessee. $15 of the $35 annual specialty plate fee will go to support student scholarships at UT. All you have to do for more information, it goes to alumni.utk.edu and ask for the KA plate that stands for Knoxville Alumni when you do go to your county clerk. That is the official UT license plate. alumni.utk.edu/license plate. Go check it out. That orange looks good on any ride on the road. All right, it's time for Around the SEC. Ben, what we got?
We're talking basketball today. preseason basketball selections have been made in terms of where the media thinks that teams are going to finish around the SEC, the preseason player of the year, first team All-SEC, second team All-SEC. Those things were announced yesterday, and as is the case every year, Kentucky was picked to win the SEC. Alabama picked to finish second. Arkansas third. Your Tennessee Volunteers picked to finish fourth in the SEC. Auburn fifth. LSU sixth. Florida seventh. Mississippi State eighth. Ole Miss ninth. Missouri 10th. South Carolina 11th. Texas A&M 12th. Vanderbilt 13th. And Georgia 14th. Dang, Tom Crean, you let Vanderbilt be picked ahead of you in the preseason finish. Ugh, that is disgusting. Vanderbilt's. Let me restart. Vanderbilt's Scottie Pippen Jr. has been picked to win SEC Player of the Year.
That's a good pick.
Yes, but I do wonder. I think he's going to put up stupid good numbers.
That's why.
Even if he's on a bad team.
That's why he's picked.
Even if he's on a bad team.
Hey, man, I think it's time that players that have great performances are mentioned more than good players are on good teams. Like, just because you're on a bad team doesn't mean that you shouldn't be given the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't win it. I think putting Scottie Pippen on there is a good move because for his team to be successful, he has to put up buckets, and he's done that. And he definitely did it last year. He's a year better, a year older. He's going to do it again this year. Like, I understand. You want a player on a good team that's doing that's helping his team go achieve something. But I hate when guys that possibly play on bad teams have performances just as good as guys who play on good teams. And I know Triple O will understand because that's Barry Sanders, right?
And Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. I know Triple O would know because that's Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders doesn't get mentioned enough for being the best running back of all time because he played for the sucky Lions. Barry Sanders is arguably the best running back of all time, but he doesn't get that love. And people are like, oh, what about Emmitt Smith? Emmitt Smith played for a long time and played on good teams, but Emmitt Smith wasn't a better running back than Barry Sanders. He wasn't a better running back than Walter Payton. He wasn't better. He just had a longer career and played with a better team. That's all I'm saying.
If Scottie Pippen proves to be the best player in the SEC this year, then okay. But it's going to be really weird if Vanderbilt is 10-20 and he is SEC Player of the Year. I won't think it's too absurd if he truly proves to be the best player in the SEC or if he proves to have the best season in the SEC, because those are two different conversations, best player, best season. If he proves to have the best season, then okay, whatever. I'll allow it. I won't put up too much of a rebuttal. But the first team All-SEC team, Jaden Shackelford and Javon Quinterly from Alabama, Colin Castleton from Florida, Severe Wheeler from Kentucky, Iverson Molinar from Mississippi State.
Love that name.
Scottie Pippen Jr. from Vanderbilt. Second team All-SEC, Devontae Davis from Arkansas, Jabari Smith from Auburn, Keon Brooks, Kellen Grady, Oscar Tshiebwe from Kentucky. Those three players, Keon Brooks, Kellen Grady, Oscar Tshiebwe, and then Darius Days from LSU. So those are your preseason All-SEC basketball teams. The Lady Vols,
let's go,
were picked to finish second in SEC women's basketball this year, their highest predicted order of finish since 2015-2016. South Carolina, once again, picked to win the conference. Tennessee second, A&M third, Kentucky fourth, Georgia fifth. Player of the year, Ryan Howard at Kentucky. Preseason All-SEC team, Ryan Howard from Kentucky, Kayla Pointer from LSU, Shakira Austin from Ole Miss, and then Aaliyah Boston and Zaya Cook from South Carolina. So no Lady Vols on the preseason All-SEC team, but they are picked to finish second. So hopefully Kelly Harper continues to lead that program in the right direction. I feel like each year that she's been here so far, they've gotten better. I guess this is her third year, and in my opinion, not based off of the standard at Tennessee, but based off of what Kelly had to work with after the fallout with Holly Warlick, she exceeded expectations in year one and then did so once again last year. So hopefully she'll continue to do the same this year. Real quick, I did want to mention the South Carolina quarterback, Luke Doughty, is done for the season. He will have surgery and is out for the year. So Zeb Noland, the graduate assistant coach, is going to be the quarterback for the remainder of the season. Luke Doughty having foot surgery. Zeb Noland came in and saved the day against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was going to beat South Carolina this past Saturday until Zeb Noland, the GA, came in and saved the day. So Luke Doughty having foot surgery.
Boy.
What do you think about Tennessee being picked to finish fourth? Like it, dislike it, agree with it, don't agree with it? I know we're not in basketball mode yet, but
don't like it, don't agree with it. Keep going with my options.
Love it.
Keep going.
Hate it.
Keep going.
Interested in it.
Keep going. You're getting close.
Intrigued by it.
You're getting close. Keep going. Keep going.
You don't care.
Ding, 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 ding. There you go, Ben. There you go, Ben. You got it. I don't care because you know why? Tennessee was picked 11th one year and was number 1.
Wasn't it 13th that year?
Was it 13th?
I thought it was 13th.
I thought it was 11, but whatever.
Or maybe that was that Auburn team.
Was picked at the bottom of the bottom and was champions in the regular season. We have seen teams pick number 1, not finish number 1. We've seen teams pick last, not finish last. So really, I don't care. I know I'm supposed to because I'm supposed to say something that sounds good, but I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care about preseason rankings. And I should because I'm a radio guy. And radio guys supposed to like it because it's good to talk.
You suck at this radio thing.
I know, man.
You're supposed to have a hot take.
I know. I'm supposed to have a hot take. I'm supposed to, say something off the cuff and, a flaming hot take. I don't have one. I don't care about preseason rankings.
But I'm asking pretty much if you think Tennessee's a top 4 team or higher going into the season.
I think Tennessee will finish better than where they're rated preseason in the league.
Being ranked or being picked to finish 4th is pretty high out of 14 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that we've reached the point of Tennessee basketball to where it feels like a sign of disrespect when they are picked 4th. And hey, when Tennessee teams are kind of doubted in the preseason, those are the teams that tend to do well. It's the ones that are picked to do great things that tend not to do well. So maybe it's a sign of great things to come.
Hey, man, this basketball team, they've had time to spend with each other. They're building relationships. There's more talent. There's, I think, a distribution of talent in certain areas. We have speed that I think we lacked at the point guard position. We have that. We have seen how COVID has affected teams all around the country in different sports. It certainly affected us in basketball last year. It definitely affected us in football. Goodness gracious. But we've also seen how things this year got closer to normalcy. Closer, not saying it's completely normal yet, but just closer. How these guys spend time together has really, really made the difference in how these guys play for each other. And that's going to ring true with basketball times 10. And you know why it's going to be times 10? Because there's less players and it's easier to spend more time with guys and know more about your teammates who, quite frankly, there's a lot of them that are new. So this team is going this team will finish. Here's your hot take. This team will finish either at the same level or better than the preseason SEC ranking.
Quite the hot take. Congratulations.
Flaming.
I'm very proud of you.
Flaming. Hot boy on fire. 865-255-03. Hour 3 coming up.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to hamptoninn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
All right, it is time for what here on the program, and we got some for what's. And Ben, I'll start with you.
I have quite the doozy that I am going to share with the good people. I'm not even going to explain it. I'm just going to play the clip. So here's my for what today. Press play right now.
Happened on the play. Yes, Josh Allen Smith or Josh Allen slipped, but it got blown up on the left side because of the pressure of Tennessee. I wonder why. Could it be because Buffalo's Pro Bowl left tackle, Taylor Lewan, was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so that's the problem. You're not good in the red zone.
Couple things. Look, I recognize that people say things incorrectly while they are talking on these type of platforms. I do it weekly. I did it earlier in the show when I looked at my I looked at the time on my computer and it said 7:55, and some reason I said 9:55. So I realize that people misspeak. I do it all the time. But I have never misspoken to this level, Swain. Like, there's levels to misspeaking. That's something that if you pay attention, you catch immediately. And Chris Broussard, who is the one speaking in this video on First Things First, a show on FS1, as he was discussing Sean McDermott's decision to go for it on 4th and 1 on Monday Night Football, the play in which Josh Allen slipped on the field, and it resulted in Tennessee winning the football game. And Chris Broussard goes on to say that part of the reason was that Buffalo Bills, after he started to say Tennessee Titans, he then corrected himself to say Buffalo Bills Pro Bowl left tackle Taylor Lewan was not in the game. And that's why the play failed. What are we talking about? First off, Chris Broussard is an NBA guy. Why is he talking about the NFL? Not saying that others can't dabble in other sports, but seems a little interesting that he is the primary focus here. Maybe he shifted away from basketball. I don't know. I don't watch this show. But to have that big of a slip of the tongue tells me that you're not paying attention. Because, like, truly, like, I misspeak all the time. Sway misspeaks from time to time. Never something this egregious. Never something this egregious. And yes, that is egregious. If you cover sports and if you are doing this type of broadcasting, whether it be radio, whether it be TV, and you have something to talk about like this, like, you should never have that bad of a slip of the tongue, which brings me to my rant of this is why local and sports-specific media members are better than national media members. National media members are very entertaining. I listen to Stephen A. all the time. I realize that he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think he has great thoughts, great opinions, and I like his personality. Same with Shannon Sharp. Like, I love listening to those two guys. Swain and I talk about them all the time. They crack us up. But I'm not going to Stephen A. to listen to his opinions about college football. I have college football-specific podcasts that I listen to. I'm not going to Stephen A. to listen to his thoughts on the Yankees deciding to bring back Aaron Boone. I'm going to go to my Baseball Tonight podcast with Buster Olney or to the Michael Kay Show, who is the voice of the Yankees, and listen to his thoughts on the Yankees deciding to bring back Aaron Boone. Just like if Stephen A. has some grand opinion about who Tennessee should start at quarterback this Saturday, if Hendon Hooker can't go, I would expect people to come to the Swain Event or other shows in the area instead of Stephen A. And I meant to go on this rant last segment about the SEC predicted order of finish for basketball, give that a grain of salt, because here's my other complaint about media members. They don't pay attention as much as you think. And this is proof of it. If you pay attention, you don't have the slip of the tongue with Taylor Lewan playing for the Buffalo Bills. These media members out here don't love the sport and pay attention to the sport as a whole as much as y'all think that they do. Very few media members actually watch the sport as a whole and keep up with all the teams in the sport that they follow. Not saying that they necessarily have to do their job, because a lot of media members only pay attention to their team, and it stops there for them. That's the difference between doing a job and loving your job, in my opinion. So take the preseason order of finish with a grain of salt, because I guarantee you 90% of the voters don't even know Tennessee's roster or other rosters in the league. That's why you see teams like Auburn picked 13th win the league. That's why you see teams pick 11th like Tennessee and win the league, because other media members in other SEC towns don't pay attention to teams outside of the team they are covering. And same is said for national media members. There's just too much going on to understand the different levels of each team and all the personnel notes and whatnot. So that's my rant for the day. Chris Broussard gets it for what? I don't understand how you have that big of a slip of the tongue.
Man. You said that with the chest, man.
And you know I've been on this soapbox for a while now, because you and I talk about it off the air all the time.
We do. No, we do.
We'll mention off the air after the show when national media members have a slip of the tongue like Chris Broussard did. We'll talk about it off air, and that's always my point, that these guys, media members that y'all follow on Twitter and listen to their opinions on everything, they don't follow the sport as much as they probably should. They don't love it the way that you think that they do. They don't follow it the way that you think that they do. They do enough to do their job. They don't live it like Jason Swain and Ben McKee do.
Hey, man, you ask me about Tennessee, I'm good to go, but don't be asking me about baseball. Don't ask me about what the Yankees going to do with Aaron Boone. Don't be asking me about what Serena Williams' next tennis match is going to be.
Like, I'm sorry, I love you, but if you have an opinion on the Yankees bringing back Aaron Boone, I'm not going to take it that seriously.
Dang, man.
Well, I know you don't pay attention, so
it makes sense.
Why should I? Just like if you ask me about what sport do I not pay attention to? If you
offensive lineman making 506 snaps and not allowing a sack.
No, that's just me not wanting to jinx somebody. But if you ask me about rugby and my opinion on a rugby team, and I sit here and act like I'm giving you a serious answer, you should look at me with a Swain face and not take. Or here's how it applies to me. If somebody asks me a political question and I sit here and try to give a serious answer on politics,
oh man,
that's when you should look at me with a side eye, because I don't pay attention to politics.
I'm with
you. My opinions on politics should come with a grain of salt, because I do not pay attention.
I'm with you. All right, I got a forward. My forward goes to DK Metcalf. I wanted to give him to him yesterday, but we didn't have enough time. In the Monday night football game, or Sunday night football game, between the Seahawks and the Steelers, DK Metcalf caught a pass on the sideline, did not get out of bounds, and wound up fumbling. Shannon Sharp, who is part of that national media, tweeted out, "What was DK thinking? Why try to play hero ball?" Metcalf saw the tweet in the morning and quote tweeted him and says, "Stop questioning me, little boy," with a crying, laughing emoji. "Stop questioning me, little boy." Wow. Sharp came back and says it was a dumb A play. Pray that says nothing to question. That was a dumb A play. and your pride won't let you admit it. You can't question anything I've done. Pray your resume will be complete as mine. Pray. Enjoy the rest of your day. And then DK responded and says, from the looks of it, I can wipe my poop emoji with yours. Continue to gossip. You washed up wannabe. Here's where it gets great.
And where he gets it for what? Not that he didn't already get it for what, for the little boy comment and wiping the butt part.
So DK sent that out at 1:53, October the 18th. He then tweets out at 2:41 on the same day. So a couple minutes went by. About 45 minutes to an hour went by. And then DK says, you know what? You're right. Laughing emojis. I do pray my resume can match up with yours. With praying hands emoji. Hashtag work in progress, baby. You know what DK Metcalf did? He Googled Shannon Sharp and said, oh, snap. What have I done?
Let me shut up and backtrack.
He got on Wikipedia and saw Pro Bowl, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, and said, oh, let me back up like Terry. You right, Shannon. My bad. So I'm giving DK for what, man? I'm giving DK for what? How do you not know Shannon Sharp, first place, which is just crazy to me. Just crazy to me.
Well, it also, for being honest, shows that Shannon's a little older. Like, I didn't grow up watching Shannon Sharp play.
Still, he's like.
But see, I know Shannon Sharp. I know he was a great tight end, but like I couldn't recite you his resume.
I don't need to know his resume to know that Hall of Famer. Oh, play before me. And what Shannon was saying was right.
But see, I don't think of Hall of Famer off the top of my head.
That's fine.
I don't know Shannon like that. I think of him as the broadcaster, and I bet DK does too.
But that's fine. And I think this points to a problem in society is that a person can be right and give you some constructive criticism. But people will get up swinging, fight back without even reading it, listening to it, taking it in, letting it help you. They'll just get up swinging because they can't take constructive criticism. They can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the best advice ever that can change your life, change your career. But it's the fact that someone's criticizing. You don't even listen to it. You just get up and start throwing hands. You got a comment to make. Oh, you're going to deflect. Now you're going to change your narrative. Oh, what about you? Well, this is what you did. You didn't do that. Let me go dig in your past and tell you what you did back then. Maybe what I'm saying to you is true. It can help you. How about you humble yourself a little bit and listen first? That's all I'm saying with DK. Just listen first. Even if it's not Shannon. Maybe the dude is right. I get criticized. I get people hit me with stuff. Most of the time I see it. Sometimes I don't. I hit the mute button. I don't hit the block button unless it's something racial or disrespectful, something like that. But I don't hit the block button. I don't remember the last time I blocked somebody. It's probably been years. But I hit the mute
last night.
I hit the mute button. But like I take in constructive criticism. I ask people I respect and value their opinion. I ask them about things I could do better. I ask them about things that I've messed up on. Like, I take that constructive criticism because I'm used to that because of my playing days. Because every time you have a good game, there's always a coach that's telling you the few things that you could have gotten better on. And I take that same approach now. So, like, hey, man, it's constructive criticism. Just take it. Roll. Go get better. All right, let's go to the phones. Who we got?
Andy.
Andy's on the phone. Andy, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
You know, when I seen the thing about Pruitt's lawyer yesterday, I was like, oh, snap. Like, I don't know about you, Jason, but I feel if Tennessee don't pay him, I feel it could get really, really nasty. Now,
Cool. It's already nasty.
I'm going to explain why I feel that way.
Okay.
For one, Pruitt knows a lot
Yeah,
about
because he did it.
Nick Saban and Kirby.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And I feel that there could be a lot of other stuff, because why would he put a booster's name in there? Why would he put Bobby in there? And why would he put Rick Barnes in there? That interested me. I'm like, so how does Tennessee handle it? If Tennessee feels that, they have no worries, then yeah, absolutely, don't pay him and then let Pruitt take down Georgia and Nick Saban. But then if there's things that they feel they're scared about, then maybe they should. I don't know. I'll say this. It's going to be very interesting how this goes down.
Yeah, Andy. What I would do is I would tell Pruitt and his lawyer that he's number one, the same way that the fans told Lane Kiffin that he was number one when he left the field on Saturday. That's what I would do. And say, bring it on.
By throwing things at him?
No, I said telling him that he's number one. Telling him that he's number one. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. So, Tennessee has known about Pruitt going out getting legal representation, knew that this was coming, and had weeks and weeks to settle before it got to this point. They ain't doing it. They're not doing it. Andy, wake up, man. we turned over here. Is what Mark Packer would try to say. That's what K Mays was saying yesterday. We got energy over here, Andy. You gotta wake up, man. We're gonna start playing some music behind your calls, man. We might need to start playing some techno. We might need to start playing Third Down for What behind Andy's phone calls if you're gonna call in and have sleep.
Be fitting.
Andy, wake up, man. We're going to play Third Down for What behind your phone calls. If you call in, have sleep. It's 9 o'clock. Let's go. Let's go. Speaking of that, our fundraising goal, I said that we're going to try to get 10,000 before the end of the show. We still have a half hour left in the show, and we are pushing 11,000. We are at 10,635. So we moving right on along, man, from the start of the show. I forgot how much it was at the beginning. What, 5 or 6, something like that? 3, 4? I forgot what I said. I got to check the tape.
Well, you said it was 3, and then when our buddy called in, he said it was at 5.
Yeah, because it was at 3, and I refreshed, and it was at 5.
And now it's at
10.6.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was at like 38, 36 when we first talked about it. So there we go. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. $250,000 is the goal to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Swain Event, be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these three simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you, so you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Our telephone number is 865-255-03. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Let's get to the phones. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, I tell you what, thanks for what you're doing there for the children's home. I knew that you'd do what you, whenever it come time, you do what you needed to do on that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You know, I was thinking, I got a football question, so I was thinking, let me get through it, and then I'm going to ask you a football question. I was thinking the other day when I was at the game, and I was there in front of the statues, and I seen you coming up through there, had the two girls, and you, one hand, one the other, and the oldest and nearly as tall as you, walking through there, and I hollered at you and talked to you there a few minutes. I was thinking about Ben and the fundraiser we had, and we raised, I believe it was 6 trips for him to come from South Carolina to Atlanta to get his treatments. We was able to do that. And all of what Vol Nation has done, Vol Twitter's done, and thinking that's what we is, you know, that's who we are. So I'm thinking that during the game, that picture I sent you, I was taking it all in, and my son-in-law took that picture and sent it to me, which made me realize that just how special it was in that period of time. But you're the man. You're the man. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
But anyhow, I appreciate you. But anyhow, the question I'm going to ask, I watched, on YouTube, you can see everything. The 2-minute drill, Austin and them do.
Austin
and
and Brent.
Noticed in there, yes, yeah. And of course, you can see the prime and you see the show and all. But anyhow, he was indicating that our quarterback may not be as hurt or as injured as we thought. And there's a possibility that we could have him this week. I didn't know for sure if they was going to this week, but that's good news if that's true. I didn't know if you knew anything on that or not. But how many that's been injured do you expect back for this game? And there's a possibility that we'll maybe get our quarterback back.
Yeah, Turkey Man. I'm not really sure who all I'll be back. I think we can guesstimate maybe the Nico Slaughter. He's been out.
I don't know. That one's been weird. He's warmed up he warmed up against South Carolina, looked awful going through warm-ups, not in terms of football stuff, but just was practically going through warm-ups on one leg. And then, if I recall, he did not go through warm-ups against Ole Miss. So I don't know. But to Turkey Man's point about Hendon Hooker, Austin Price, and Brent Hubbs on their 2-minute drill yesterday after media availability and after Tuesday morning practice, shared that Hendon Hooker is trending in a much better direction than anybody anticipated, at least outside of the program, better than anybody anticipated. And maybe safe to assume that he's questionable instead of doubtful, which may not seem a big difference, but it is a big difference between doubtful and questionable. And that is because, as Austin shared on the 2-minute drill yesterday on VolQuest, Hendon was able to do a good bit in practice on Tuesday, was able to do far more than really anybody was expecting. And if you're practicing a good bit on Tuesday, I think that's a really good sign for Saturday, availability on Saturday. So we'll see. That's obviously a great development for Tennessee. Hopefully it comes to fruition and he can play on Saturday. Now,
hey man, by Friday,
it's going to stress me out all day Saturday.
By Friday, he'll be 100%, be fine.
And going back to your theory.
I mean, it's true.
I know.
It's true, man. It's true. It's true.
I think it's funny. If Hendon does play, I'm going to be so nervous throughout the entire game Saturday night.
I don't know how I feel about him playing, to be honest.
I'm with you. I like that Josh Heupel doesn't have that bone in his body to where he'll just concede a game to get ready for Kentucky. But also they're not going to throw him out there if they don't feel comfortable.
Listen, Tennessee was thrashing South Carolina, and Hendon had 20-something carries, and I was nervous about that. And I was like, yo, we don't really need to give him any, all these carries. We have running backs because he's so important. He is so valuable for this offense and team success. I said that week, and then Hendon gets hurt at the end of the game, and what happened. There's not a doubt in my mind that if Hendon was in there, Tennessee wins that game against Ole Miss, and we score a touchdown. And
I don't know if Tennessee wins just because of the time on the clock and how far Tennessee was away and needing a touchdown. You needed a minor miracle there. But I know that Hendon doesn't jog out of bounds or doesn't take off running in the first place. Definitely fair to say that.
I just have confidence that Hendon would have got it done.
I do too. It's just, there's like 12 seconds
I know.
left.
I get it.
And they were still 30, 40 yards away.
I understand. 2 plays from where we were, I feel like we would have got it done.
Definitely feel better. That's for sure.
Yeah,
as far as the other guys, I don't know. I don't know about the other guys. Tyon, unless they're just playing some gamesmanship, seemed close to being able to go this past weekend, so maybe he's good to go this weekend.
Yeah.
Cade probably doubtful at this point. Cooper, doubtful. Who else?
Elijah Simmons.
I don't know. There hasn't been really any buzz there.
Listen, coaches are not going to openly, easily share information about injuries in the middle of the week. So it's really hard to answer those questions right now, really from anybody. So let's wait till we get to Friday, and we'll have better idea. All right, let's go back to the phones.
Volstorm,
good morning.
This should be called Set Your Starter Saturday.
You know, Heupel don't believe in that.
How much?
There ain't no way I'm starting Hooker, the Mays boys, Tyon Evans.
Imagine if college football coaches had to give an injury report like the NFL.
Oh, dear Lord.
Honestly, they would not like it, but it would decrease the level of stress in their life and make things a lot easier on us.
Well, you think about it, in the pros, if you're already in the playoffs and you have a couple of games to the end of the season, you set your starters to get ready for the playoffs. right?
Ball Storm. You know Josh Heupel, who played quarterback at Oklahoma, who's played in rivalries against Oklahoma, against Texas, against Oklahoma State. Man, he just doesn't subscribe to that. He's trying to build a culture. I get what you're saying. I really do.
Coaches don't think like that, though,
But-
especially this coach. Maybe Butch thought
No,
like that,
I
but this
know,
coach
I know.
doesn't.
But I would almost look at this the same way you would playing against Tennessee Tech. You
But-
got starters that are hurt, you set them.
But think of this: Tennessee may not win on Saturday, but how much joy is it going to bring you? Volstor, what is Hendon Hooker's favorite move when he is running?
Spin move?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
B.
Yeah.
B on the controller. Imagine Hendon Hooker running down the field in Bryant-Denny Stadium, and here comes this number 10 trying to tackle Hendon Hooker, and bop! B button, spin move, and he breaks Henry To'o's, or in that situation, Henry uh-oh's ankles, and just makes him look silly. Imagine how much joy that will bring you.
The best way to break Henry To'o's ankles is to throw a slant.
I knew that was coming, right?
I knew that was coming.
Oh, man. Listen, this is Bama week.
Don't feel like
I don't like the way I feel this year, this week, on this week. Y'all know how I feel about Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, there's a bigger goal. You have some more winnable games out there.
Yeah,
From our
7
perspective.
wins.
Yeah, from our perspective. But from a player's perspective, from a coach's perspective, they don't think like us. They don't think like us. I used to think like that as a player, but now I gotta take a different seat as someone doing radio and see it at a different angle. But like I remember when I was a player, and I didn't know that we were an underdog in any game. I thought we were the favorite in every game. In every game.
You were.
Well, we wasn't, but like I felt that way. But like listening to these guys last night on Prime, like they ready to go.
And let me give the glass half full perspective, Volstorm. Texas A&M was playing far worse football than Tennessee going into that game in College Station. Zach Calzada, I'm being dead serious when I say this, was playing at a Joe Milton level of football before that football game.
But did they play Haynes King?
No.
He's hurt.
Yeah,
He's
but
hurt.
Haynes King's knees all busted up. Hendon's just banged up. There's a difference between busted up knee and banged up knee. So like I get what you're saying about trying to rest up and try to knock off Kentucky from its high horse and whatnot. Like I get it and agree with it, but it's college football. Bama has struggled with inconsistency this season. Look at the Florida game, nearly lost. Obviously, the A&M game bit them. O-line didn't play all that well for Bama in that game. They've struggled to fit runs at times this year because as smart as Henry T is on the football field, he does too much at times and gets his defense out of position, and teams have been able to take advantage of that. So A&M was playing worse football than Tennessee going into their game. Not at all saying Tennessee's going to win. I'm speaking to Josh Heupel's belief and him trying to make sure all his chips are ready to go on Saturday. He sees that stuff, and he's going to try to do the same.
Let me add this to the conversation. The same way that fans looked at Joe Milton for running out of bounds, how do you think the players will look at Josh Heupel if he doesn't go into his football game saying, yo, we're going to beat these dudes and we playing our guys to go do it? Like, if you see a give-up attitude in your coach as a player, I mean, that's not good in year one as you're trying to build a culture. And I'm saying this with understanding of what you're trying to say, Volstorm, because Alabama is 3-4 times better than us, right? But we're talking about sending a message, setting a tone, building a culture, never giving up, fighting to the end. Players can pick up on a coach not doing that and not practicing what he preaches. So, we'll see.
Why you got to throw logic into it? Jeez.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've definitely changed becoming a broadcaster. Jinxed Jerome Carvin last night. Former Vol.
What up, man?
Nah, man. Nah, former Vol receiver, man, who does radio and does TV.
Hey,
but that was
I
fun
said
with
what I
Jerome Carvin.
said.
Not this weekend after you jinxed Jerome Carvin.
I ain't jinxed him.
It's going to be a Brandon Kennedy first play of the West Virginia game type of moment. I guarantee you.
If Carvin gives up a sack, you will be known as former Vol.
He appreciated me showing him love and recognizing it. Now,
I'm recognizing what you said.
I just read what was on the press release from Tennessee.
Jeez. Guys, before I go, make sure that Turkey Man knows that the charity is going towards the Children's Hospital, not Children's Home. See you, boys!
That's important. That is important. I think Turkey Man, I think he knows that. He had a crispy start moment. That's all. We all have it. All right, who's next?
Jay.
Jay, good morning.
Swain, the Right Reverend Rick Barnes had time today, did he not?
He had time to get whatever that was on his chest off his chest and said it with his chest.
What is Jeremy Pruitt's strategy here?
To get as much money as he can by bringing everybody else down around him. Well, they were doing this. Why am I being punished for it?
I don't think Rick Barnes bends the rules. If he does, maybe that much. But even if he does, he's been doing this long enough. He's not a complete smooth brain idiot like Jeremy Pruitt is. He's done it to a degree where the NCAA ain't gonna be able to uncover anything. He's been doing this long enough. Now, I've always heard Rick's had the reputation of he doesn't really bend the rules. He runs a clean program. But what would y'all do? Because a lot of people said that we should have just paid Jeremy Pruitt the buyout, not uncovered all this stuff and dug up all this dirty laundry and got ourselves in trouble with the NCAA. Just pay him his buyout and then move on. What would y'all do in this situation? Would you pay him $2-3 million and then just be done with this, or would you say no and call his bluff and run the risk of potentially causing even more damage?
At this point, I would not pay him. I maybe would have paid him at the beginning of this ordeal. As Swain pointed out at the time, you don't want other things to come to light. You don't want other dirt to be uncovered. So I may have paid him just to get rid of the situation at the time. But now, at this point, I think you have to fight it, as he's trying to smear Tennessee, trying to smear people who work at Tennessee. I would try to fight it, and quite frankly, I would just try to end him, bury him, embarrass him, all of the above.
Bring everybody, bring everyone that he's worked with in the past.
I would too. I'd tell him to go drink bleach.
And it's crazy, man. It's crazy because like there's folks on his staff that I liked that I was cool with, and they have made it seem like that they were fired for no reason. They're making it seem like they're innocent. Like, dude, you got caught. You got caught.
Yeah.
Like we know what goes on in college football, and we know what had to be done, which you have to play in the gray area. But you got caught. You got caught red-handed, and man, you gotta pay the price there. So there's no need to be bitter at the school that gave you an opportunity that no one else in the country gave you. Like, no one else gave Pruitt the opportunity to coach at this level, making that type of money. He blew it because he didn't make sure that the guys under him was operating better. Like, it's his fault. And he's out here trying to get money and extort Tennessee, saying, yeah, I messed up, but what about these other people? He's not even trying to claim any innocence here. That's the thing that's crazy about this whole situation. Exactly. He's owning it, but saying, hey, man, whatever. I'm just going to, torch everything. I just want my money. Well, we'll see if it works out. But if I'm Tennessee, I'm not paying him anything right now.
That guy ain't going to coach football for a long time.
Not in college.
Football. College.
No, football. No. If ever.
Yeah, he better go and just take over, be the next Rush Probst, take over some high school powerhouse or something.
Yeah, Jeremy's best scenario is to be a defense coordinator in the NFL. That's his. He can make a lot of money. He can have family time, more family time. That would be best case scenario for him. Because unless he changes and learns a lot, and that's a big change to make, he ain't leading anybody. He's not organizing a group of men and leading a group as a head coach. That ain't gonna happen. Very least he can do is just be a coordinator. Or I think the very most he can do, at the NFL level is be a coordinator and make good money and have time with his family. But wow, just craziness, man. It's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Low T Center has reinvented the doctor's visit, making it quick and making it easy to get all of your levels checked, not just your testosterone levels. It starts with an annual wellness exam, though. They don't just do the comprehensive health assessment. They do it all. But they do the health assessment, so that way you know all the numbers that are important to your health. So if you're feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, you notice a weight gain, also you have a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low T, low thyroid, or even sleep apnea. So Low T Center can determine the cause and get you the help that you need. And they offer the self-inject at-home testosterone treatments, providing convenience and additional health monitor measures for your safety, including a blood pressure monitoring cuff. Super simple, super easy, with the guidance of the Low T Center professionals. The self-inject at-home treatments are just $155 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. Low T Center and lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Let's go back to the phones. Ooh, phone lines are lit. They are litty over there, Ben. Can I say that? Can I say litty? I'm too old.
You. Let's
I'm too old.
Charles before you.
I'm too old to say litty.
Say something else embarrassing.
The phones are litty. All right, Charles. Good morning.
Morning, Swain. How are you?
What's up? What's up?
Well, I want to go back and talk about Saturday night, and I'm going to try to make this story as short as I can. We go in, we're season ticket holders. We sit in W, which is on the home side about the 5-yard line.
Okay.
We go in, we sit down for the game. We take our grandson. He's got his own season ticket, and he usually wears noise-canceling headphones in really loud games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're all sitting there, and I don't know, I guess 5-10 minutes before the game starts, these two very inebriated college girls come and sit down behind us. And we're sitting there, and we hear them, going back and forth. Well, the girl leans down to my wife. You've met us at your signing events. We've been there every year. We usually set up by the table where you and Ben are.
Mm-hmm.
She reaches over to my wife, and she goes, "Hey, can he hear through those?" And my wife goes, "Yes, they're just noise canceling." And she goes, "Well, blank, we wanted to cuss. We came to cuss. We're going to cuss the entire game. So I hope you can block out the noise from me." My wife turns around and looks at her and goes, "Excuse me?" And she goes, "We're drunk and we came to cuss." And that was her whole philosophy for the entire football game. And I sat and counted the amount of beers those two college girls drink. And at $15 a beer or $13 a beer, they drink close to $150 a piece in beer during the game. Then they wonder why the student section throws things on the field. Is the money that they're making off the alcohol sales really worth what happens during the games and after the games?
Are we blaming that solely on the alcohol?
No, I wouldn't blame it solely on the alcohol. I would say that is an adding factor. And I do understand that people drink all day before night games, and most of them are inebriated when they come into the game. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But do they have to continue to serve them? Do they serve beer in the student center?
No, not when they coming up and looking like they can't walk. Then, I wouldn't advise anyone to serve anyone that looks like that at all. Now, I've been at games where I've had my kid with me, and things are said that I necessarily don't want my kid to hear, and I understand that's kind of part of it. Your story made me think about the ticketing being restructured in the stadium and having a section for family. And that's something that I know this administration has been talking about doing, so that way you don't experience that, because there is a place for families and then there's a place for cussing. There's a place for both, right? Because it's a football game. And you just, you don't want your kids to be subjected to that. I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't want that. I don't think any parent here would want that. But at the same time, you respect other fans' right to get loud and cuss and they want to. So you got to find a way to please both sides. The alcohol conversation is an interesting one. I personally don't think you got to get rid of alcohol because of that situation. I do think you can make some modifications. I think once you get to a certain point, you should be cut off. I saw people actually being carried into the stadium on Saturday. They got it in so much, they needed help to get in. So, yeah, alcohol sales, yes, is good for revenue. But alcohol, you have to be responsible. You have to drink responsibly. There's always a limit. There's always a line. It's a line in drinking it. It's a line in serving it. And we got to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to allow people to have fun, have their alcohol, but at the same time prevent people from leaving the game drunk, right? Getting in the car. We don't want anything to happen there. Or behaving in a way that maybe would be different if alcohol wasn't so easily accessible or wasn't sold for long periods of time. So I get what you're saying, Charles. I really do. I just think it's not as easy and cut and dry for me to say, oh, we just got to get rid of alcohol because of what happened. I don't believe that right now. But I do believe that it forces us to have a conversation about limits for sure. For sure. Let's get to Daytona. Daytona, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So what I was calling about is I've kind of been in and out with the show today. I've been doing some stuff, but
okay.
I didn't know what that fundraiser was, and then to address the situation that the guy just called about. I know people hate to hear me talk about vacations, but when we go on vacation, we go to all-inclusive resorts.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to go to the resorts that are adult only. And that's not saying, you guys know I have 14 grandkids, actually 15 now. I'm a great-grandfather now. But we, when we're going on vacation, because we're in our 50s now, we try to go to the all adult places. But there's some resorts that, have sections that are families and sections that's all adults.
Mm-hmm.
And, people, I don't think, it's a lot different than when I was growing up, because we didn't hear the type of language back when I was growing up that these kids spew out nowadays. My grandkids, the majority of them, 85% of them, know so much more at the age of 12 and 13 and below than I knew when I was 20. You know what I mean? So, it's unfortunate that people still use that type of language around kids, but man, they're using it all day in school themselves. They're hearing it all day in school. It's very unfortunate, but it's, Tennessee is not going to do away with alcohol, because it is, you just said it, it's a great revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And to police people, how do you police 102,000 people when you have X amount of employees serving alcohol?
You just have the right people in place to refuse service if someone is staggering in line. I mean, yeah, and they may be able to come up with some kind of computer system where they can keep up with, like, put your ticket in there, and it keeps track of how many drinks you've had, and then they can cut you off that way. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's unfortunate, but kids nowadays hear it all day, every day, and unfortunately, they use a lot of the language themselves.
Yeah. There used to be a time when, and I remember when I was a kid, and I would hear grown-ups talk, and they would talk like grown-ups, right? And if they didn't see me when they said profanity, but when they saw me, they were like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. Oh man, man." That's respect, right? That's you talk how you want to talk, whatever. But when it comes to somebody else's kids and things like that, man, you gotta show some respect. And I think that's been lost a little bit. I hate that happened for Charles. That stinks. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And next time you call, there's a good story. But I hate that happened to you, Charles. And you can call back anytime. And man, thanks for sharing your experience. Right now, as we wrap up today's show, we started at around 7:45-ish, bringing up Attaboy, and we announced that we were backing and getting behind a fundraiser that was created by Brent Balzer about raising $250,000 for the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. At 7:45, we were right around $3,800. And I said earlier during the show that our goal was to hit 10,000 before we finish. Well, here we are at 10:04, and we are at $13,115. So please continue to donate, continue to share. We are on pace to get this thing knocked out in a few days. Can't wait to be able to hand a check to East Tennessee Children's Hospital and make a change, make a difference. And that's what Vol Nation is about. There's a small percentage that doesn't behave, just like with any large group, right? Saturday was not something that we were proud of. It happened. We'll take our punishment. We'll be accountable for it. But that's not who we are as a whole. Who we are as a whole is this. That's running to the fight. That is helping others that's in need. That's who we really are. That's the spirit of the volunteers. So let's show the world. Tomorrow, 7 a.m., we'll be back. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. For the great Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace And much love. We are out.